So accordingly, we can start with the topics then. If everyone is kind of new, then we will try to start with the basic one first. And let me know if you can see my screen. I have very basic PPT today, which I'm going to discuss about who have no idea about what is CRM and what is dynamic CRM. For that, it will be a great start to the course. Let me know if my screen is visible. So CRM, the name actually suggests that it is something with regards to the customer relationship management, wherever an applications needs to be developed, where the customer engagement or relationship is, required. That time, Dynamics provide you a lot of pre-coded modules or different segments where you can, you know, uh, use those applications. By default, you will be provided with a lot of set of preloaded things, and that will definitely help you to leverage your application to the level where you wanted to leverage. And then it often involves the technologies to automate your business processes, synchronize with the different categories like sales, marketing, customer service, and technical supports. It also has those native support and inbuilt feature available. And as it is developed by Microsoft, so you will be given with a lot of integration options. You will be given with a lot of native support to the Microsoft Office and all those Microsoft products which Microsoft is offering. And that is the best part of currently Dynamics is providing. And this is something on a high level introduction. And then Dynamics is something which is not a new one. It has started in, I think, 20 years back, but it was a standalone application that time, which Microsoft has developed and which was in desktop mode as well. And then it has started with the 1.0 and very basic version, and they gradually started improving it, building out the Microsoft Dynamics AX, and then 1.2, 1.3, then 3.0, 4.0, and so and so. Gradually, they have increased the capabilities Dynamics is holding. And then after 2020, 2011, it is something more features started getting into it. It has become a web-based applications. Then, uh, till that time it was still an a normal growth for Dynamics platform, but at some point in time, 5 or 6 year back, it has integrated into Power Apps. So Power App is something a different platform which Microsoft has provided, and with that it has integrated, and the capability of Dynamics, it has increased exponentially. The current version, if you see, we are using is 365, and which is built on top of your Microsoft 365, and which has the native support to all the Office 365 features, the applications, the SharePoint, OneDrive, and so and so. There are so many connectors, there are so many inbuilt features or supports which Dynamics is providing. So that is something brief introduction about the Dynamics and a version. At any point in time, if you feel that you have a questions, please feel free to raise a question.
Sure.
And then, yeah, anyone?
No, no, you can continue.
Okay, okay. So Dynamics is in the CRM space. Dynamics is not the only player. Salesforce is also the a great competitor which Dynamics is having, and then you also have the Oracle, the legacy SAP, and then Sugar CRM, Sage CRM. These are some of the competitor Dynamic is having. So within the space, people used to choose the different uh, platform when they wanted to develop some CRM applications, and these are the competitors currently Dynamics is having. And then talk about the modules, what Dynamics is providing. So these are the by default modules which Microsoft is providing you. And what it does, it gives you half of the things, pre-built and with inbuilt functionality. So if you wanted to work on any sales related applications, if you wanted to sell out something, you have Microsoft Dynamics Sales Professional, where you can use that one and leverage your sales capabilities. Whenever there is sales, it services and marketing comes automatically. So these are again some other two modules which Dynamics is providing. So if you talk about any example, let's say you are selling a car, any car showroom. If you see that a Tata Nexon or Tata showroom, which if they wanted to build out an application which supports their sales process, they can definitely leverage the capabilities which Microsoft Dynamics is providing. You can develop a same application in other programming language as well. But what Dynamics is offering is that uh, some of the things they are providing you by default. I mean, the table required for the sales process, then the some of the automations to converting some of the things into some other things, then some by default connections to the different marketing tools or social media platforms that support Microsoft Dynamics is providing. Same with the service as well. So these are the sales, service, and marketing. These are kind of an interrelated modules which Dynamics is providing. And then four is something in commerce. So e-commerce, wherever you see the e-commerce websites, if you wanted to implement similar behavior, a Dynamics will definitely provide you. So if you wanted to build out an application like Amazon or Flipkart, which works on the e-commerce, then e-commerce is best suited module for you. You can either use pre-built module from the e-commerce or the commerce module, or you can definitely start from the scratch. That is also fine. And then it comes with the finance. Wherever there is a finance, uh, anything related to finance, you can definitely use the Dynamics. Most of the insurance provider, by the way, uses the Dynamics. I mean, if you have heard about the Agon as a company, and there are some other companies as well who uses the Dynamics 365 applications to for their financial applications, be it be an insurance or anything related to finance. So that is something Dynamics offers really great as a feature. And human resource, then next one is, so as the name suggests, human resource, something related to HR activities, streamlining the HR activities, recruiting process, and all those things. So Dynamics is saying that rather you are starting everything from scratch. We already have something as a platform built for you. You can use that platform if you want, which will reduce the burden from your developer, and it will also save some of your time. That is something, again, a part of human resource module we have. And supply chain management. So whenever there is sales uh, sales module is there, then if you wanted to uh, have the demand and supply, if you wanted to manage that chain, then you can go with the supply chain management. This falls under the ERP, enterprise resource planning module, where you can use the supply chain management to establish your supply chain in order to complete or in order to grow your business. And that is also one of the module we have in the Dynamics. Then project operations, any project, IT project, any type of projects, if you wanted to accomplish, again there is one module, project operations, we have in the Dynamics, and you can definitely make use of that. And the last is something a business central. This is something fulfilling your business need, business management, or it has certain connections to the LinkedIn, some other social media platform, and then again uh, some new technologies. There is an integrations and AI and all those. So business central is something which provides a lot of flexibilities, you know to fulfill your business need. And not just these modules. If you don't want to use any of these modules, you can start with your own custom module, and that is also an supported uh, module, you can say, which we call it as an XRM. If it is not in the list, then you can use XRM as a your own module. I wanted to design my own, and that's fine, that is completely fine. So you can have that as well. That is something Microsoft is offering. There are so many sub modules as well. If you go on the Microsoft site, they will provide some more drill down structure on this one. But these are the high level modules which Dynamic is offering. Now, why we choose the Dynamics? I mean, some 5 6 year back, Dynamics was standalone tool, and everyone used to call it as a tool based development. And in IT world generally, tool based development is something which is really limited. People, people were not that brave to choose anything for the tool base, because when you don't know when your business needs gets complicated. So if tool doesn't support that development or that kind of a requirement, then you will have the limitations. So that was something a fear factor people were having. But now, since the Dynamics got integrated into Power Platform, Microsoft has offered everything, and they are offering native support for all the emerging technologies. I mean, if you wanted to use the AI ML, that is fine. You have the integration with the Azure. You can use the Azure Cognitive Services, or you can definitely use the generative AIs as well. So recently, they are releasing so many packages. They are investing very heavily on the Dynamics platform. Uh, so you might see so many updates are coming from the Dynamics. If you start learning Dynamics today, I'll definitely assure that by the time you pass 1 or 2 months, they will again push some new updates, and you will see that some UI is getting changed, some features are getting changed, new features are coming in, new integration is coming in. So that is something Microsoft is heavily pushing out as an update. So I think, as a starting, if whoever is starting as a career as a new, or who wanted to switch the career, or who wanted to uh, choose a platform where they can move at any place, they don't want to restrict their way to one specific technologies, they can definitely choose Dynamics or Power Platform as their career option. Business intelligence is again the second option. So through business intelligence, what business intelligence is that, uh, whichever business you are doing, based on that, how you are making sure that you can improve in the future, how your application will help you to generate more revenue from your business. So with that, you can have some prediction analysis implemented through AI. Then you can have some reports through the Power BI, which will help you to have the reports which will tell about your business, sales did in last month, sales you can have next month, what planning you can do. Based on that, you can create a good amount of AI capabilities for your applications, which will evolve you as a business person and as a business company. So that is again one of the emerging technologies where native support is available. I mean, you can use all of these technologies in any programming language, that is completely fine. But what Power Platform or what Dynamics is offering is that they are saying that we are making your burden less by offering you the native support in-house connections. You don't need to worry about the separate connections, setting up the connections. We are providing you so many things as a ready-made, so you don't worry about that. And that is the beauty what Microsoft is offering. And then you have the robotic process automations, which is again a booming one. If you heard about the Power Automate has a complete set of RPA capabilities, which helps in the robotic process automations. And again, Power Automate has the by default a native support with the Dynamics or Power Apps. And then as it is hosted in the Azure, so you can use any Azure module, be a Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Fabric. Then you can use Azure Cognitive Services, anything, anything you can use from the Azure to support your Dynamics application. And ETL and data warehousing. As I said that from the Azure platform, you may have heard about so many things about the uh, you know uh, Azure Synapse Analytics and all those things, which generally helps in data warehousing and integration with the third party, extracting the data, transforming it and loading it to your data warehouse, and then you can start your applications. Then you can have your Dynamics application, which grab that data and perform something wonders. So that is something again an option which is available here in the Dynamics. Then IoT, through the different maps and IoT Internet of Things, this is again a supportable options you have uh, using the Dynamics. Chatbots, virtual agents, you might have heard if you visit any of the banking site nowadays, you will see the chatbots, which are trained robots or bots, which answer your queries based on the informations provided to the bots. Again, as I said, Power Automate earlier, Power Automate has the Power Virtual Agents, and sorry, Microsoft Power Apps has the Power Virtual Agents, which helps you to build the which helps you to build the chatbots, and which is definitely again readily available to integrate with your Dynamics application. These are the native supports for the emerging technologies. There are so many technologies are available as well, but these are something which are really booming in current market. So if you wanted to choose any of the as your career options, you are free to choose, and because it has a support in the Dynamics. Any questions still here?
Hello, Abhijit. Hi. Yeah, I just wanted to know. So, are you going to cover model-driven app in detail? How many sessions you are taking for model-driven app and custom connectors, REST API, and a responsive app? So, will you please elaborate?
Yeah, definitely. So model driven app is something which would be, I think, 70 to 80% is model driven app. uh, uh, the people who are not aware about model driven app, so earlier, the Dynamics 365 who was a standalone applications got integrated now in the Power Apps, and we started calling it as a model driven app now. So we will be talking about, uh, uh, Power Apps, then building out connectors, then how we can see the how we can use the HTTPS flows to integrate with the third parties. Then again, we will be talking about all the form customizations, REST builders, how to get the data from the REST APIs. We will be talking about that. We will also see the other options, which model-driven app is providing, how you can implement the business rules, JavaScripts, then a plugin, everything we will be talking about in the course. So the more of the course structure would be 80 to 90%, I would say, is practical. uh, you would not see the much slides or presentations in future, so you would not see much ppts. All would be the practical sessions, because theoretical you can definitely read from anywhere. Practical is something we can discuss together. But yeah, to answer your questions, yeah, we will be discussing about model driven app in depth.
Abhijit, one
What
more
about
question.
responsive? What about responsive app?
So responsive apps, yes, because the responsive model-driven app are the by default responsives. The Canvas app is something we can create responsives, and we will also touch base on that topics where we can create the responsive apps, because Canvas
Means
apps
you
are
are not
not
going
default.
to take detail lectures on Canvas app. Means like header, okay, like footer and collapsible menus and all that. So, and one more question, Abhijit, is it a any, beginner course or intermediate course? Means a working professional can join your course or not? Please clarify this one.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, anyone can join. We will start with the basic. So it will cover everything. So we will not be considering that people knows the dynamics earlier. So we will start with the basic form customizations, and then we will gradually increase the level of complexity based on the participants' understanding.
Yeah,
But we
and
will
one more
be,
point.
yeah, please go
Uh,
ahead.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Because as you say, it more will be practical. So, can you tell us about the lab environment? Because we have to have a link so that we can have the lab environment link so that we can practice and we can have a whatever has been being taught by you, so that we can practice daily or daily sessions, so that it will be easy for us to grab the things what we have been learning course, so that it will be easy for the topics to cover, and we'll be having the just like a project work, whatever is there we will be covering, what are the topics you are covering, what are the but because and this one, if you have the log environments, it will be have the refreshable, like finance and operations. For example, you are having a lab session, it is for the refreshable for 2 hours, then we have a separate link which is have to purchase, then it will be for 40 hours, then it is giving certain 6 months to 1 year validity. So if you can provide us, that will be helpful for us to just practice, just not only on the class time, but after that also we can have a practice over there. So can you please tell us about that?
So lab environment, so to collaborate everyone under one Active Directory, I don't have that lab currently. So instead we can use the sales trial, which is valid for 30 days and I think extendable till 30 more days. So we will be using that one, and everyone can practice out that one individually. So we will not, conflict, or we will not make anyone changes. So that is something
But
we can do.
yeah, but lab environment, that is a trial version, I suppose. It will be just valid for 30 days. But if you want to just like as Sayed said, if you are at the practical in the yeah, we are at the working in the job level, so we need to have the validity more so that we can practice when once we are planning to switch to our separate
Because
CRM, because I'm
we can create n number of tenants. Am I right, Abhijit?
Yeah, I mean, say with the email IDs, you can create n number of sales trials. You just need to change the email
okay,
IDs.
okay, that's what it makes sense. It makes sense because
Yeah.
1 month if it is finished, then again if we cannot renew it or if we cannot do, then it's not used. Because usually if you have a, if it is linked with the email ID and if we can use more, then it will be useful. Sure. And one more thing is the backend for the this CRM is what is the backend database? What is the backend it is being used for the CRM?
So, I'll tell you about the backend. It is a
Yeah.
SQL server, but till the time Dynamics was the on-premises applications. What I mean by on-premises, that you will have to host the Dynamics on your server. At that time, you will get a separate SQL server login details where you can query the data and get the data. But since it has become the 365 now, you don't have access to the SQL server directly, but Microsoft Dataverse is something as a backend we have currently, where we create the tables and relationship and the data models in short.
Yeah, if you want to retrieve our, we can create views, procedures. If you want to user-driven reports for the given to the Power BI through the reporting tools, so we can use the queries for of our own through the link to what we has been provided by the CRM, or we have to go through the other way around to get the queries, fetch the data from the SQL server.
So SQL Server, you will not be directly connecting to SQL Server. If you wanted to retrieve the data, you have to use the Microsoft Dataverse. Either you use the REST APIs, you can use the Fetch XML. If you have heard about the XRM toolbox, which is XRM toolbox is something which is a complete set of applications which are created definitely for the Microsoft Dynamics, which can connect to your tenant, which can connect to your dynamic applications, and which will help you to grab the data or perform any queries. The type of or format of queries will be little difficult. It will not be exactly SQL queries because you are querying to Microsoft Dataverse and not the SQL Server directly.
The physical tables, what are the physical table information we can get from the CRM app itself, or how the physical tables has been designed like
Yes, absolutely. You can definitely grab the information about physical tables in the Microsoft Dataverse. You can create new columns. You can choose the data types. Data types are not exactly similar like SQL Server. Those are little different, but you can do all the things which you can do on the SQL Server. But SQL
so
Server
will
is
you be,
something,
yeah,
yeah, please go
uh,
ahead.
will you be showing us the how to the connectivity level to just to give the overview, because we are working as a techno functional, and we have been in the dynamics finance and operations, Great Plains, AX. So suppose if you want to use the connectivity, how the connectivity we can make to the SQL server to retrieve the data. So will you give us the overview about this one?
Yes, absolutely. So XRM Toolbox, I'll definitely cover where we can discuss about how to connect with the database, uh, and we can do the XRM Toolbox session as well.
One more question, please. Like the hierarchy of, as you mentioned, clear about the sales, marketing, and this one by one. So it is like it is linked for one module is linked to the other module. Like quotation is changed to invoice, invoice order, quotation is changed to order, order changed to invoice, invoice changes to. It is a hierarchy. One the like effect of account from accounts receivable, payables. Then it goes to the general ledger. It has the same hierarchy. The accounts hit the same way as we have in the Dynamics 365 as in the CRM also, or is it the stand each module is independent, or it is has a dependency on the other modules
No,
like
each
marketing?
model is independent. Yeah, each model is independent. You can just
Okay.
either install the cells, or you can also have the other applications, or you can start with your own as well. So let's say I wanted to build out an employee management system, and none of the module is something is helpful for me. So I will just create my custom tables. Don't want to use the any existing table. That you can definitely do.
Okay. And Dynamics 365 sales property, is it a separate module, or it comes under the CRM sales itself? Because we are having the project is based on the real estate business. So will it covers in the same sales? We can incorporate the real estate business, or there is a separate sales property business. There is a separate module or something like that.
No, there is no separate module for that. Companies generally built out their own modules. Dynamics is something providing you the some pre-built module. If your business requirement doesn't fall under that module, you can create definitely your separate custom application.
Okay. So, but
Yeah,
can we incorporate the themes in the CRM? We can, as per your knowledge, can we incorporate in the say, real estate business
yeah,
scenarios?
absolutely.
Because
Yeah, absolutely. Let's
without
say,
any,
if you look at the real estate business, and if you look at the sales process, both are selling something, right? Both are selling
right,
something.
exactly.
So, you can use the existing tables with the sales model, whereas you can have the sales, or you can have the opportunity as a table. You can have the invoice, and then you can use that table. If you wish to use the columns provided with that table, you can use, or you can create your own tables and columns as well. So that is definitely completely fine.
Okay, this is is it related to, for if you want to use separate columns, or this one it is related in this, just we need to add the columns or we need to customize? Can you please elaborate?
So yeah, you have to create the columns, you have to set up the relationship between the columns, and again, you can define the data types, and then you can include those columns on the forms, and then you can add your business logic on that.
It is just adding the it's modifying and adding, customizing the columns, or it needs any programming part or something like that?
Again, it depends. I mean, what if something is not available with the Microsoft Dynamics, then you can use the coding part, where if you wanted to perform some operations. Let's say when I click on my uh, um, you know uh, any of the text box. Let's say there is a unrealistic, there is some drop down which says that if it is a current address or it is a permanent address. If I click on current address, I wanted to see the section where I can enter the current address, or I wanted to open the permanent address section if it is not a current address. So these are the business validations or the business use cases. Then you can create your own coding part, and you can use the business rule, you can use the javascripts, or if you can use the plugins as well. So that is depend on the scenario, what requirement we have.
Okay, related to customization, so what we will be giving, what we will be teaching us, so that I'll just make a note of it so that it can, we will get utilize, we can utilize the things what you have been doing. So what the course covers, can you tell us related to the customization?
Yeah, okay, I'll cover that. Okay, this is something an architecture which Dynamics is providing. If you see the front end side, whenever you see any application front end, what you have a user interface, right? User interface has different fields. What those fields are in the back end, those are actually the table columns. So you can have the text field, you can have the number field, you can have the drop downs, and then you can have the multi-line areas, you have radio buttons, labels, all those things, right? So similarly, whenever you wanted to implement any user interface, let's say a sales user interface, okay, then you will work with the sales table. You will add all those fields, you will add all those columns, depend on the different data types, and once that is done, then you will start dragging and dropping those fields on your sales form. That will create a user interface for the sales. And then you can, if you want just to save the data, that is fine, that is completely fine. Without having any manual coding, you can save the data. But let's say if you wanted to have some business validations, once I click on my save, I wanted to send out an email to my manager or to my client that this has been sold, something like that. Then this is a custom requirement. Then you need to write some connectors, you need to write some code, or through Power Automate you can send an email. Certain kind of on validations, it depends on requirement. We will to see which uh, you know which model is helpful, or which component of Dynamics is helpful, whether it is achievable through the JavaScript, or is it achievable through the REST APIs or plugin or anything else. So that differs scenario to scenario.
Yeah, fine. And the database, Microsoft Dataverse, as it mentioned, this is really this one. It using this Microsoft Dataverse, we can query to retrieve the data. You mean this is the database? What is, or the data is stored
Yes,
in Microsoft
yes.
Dataverse?
Yes, so if you heard about the Fetch XML, Fetch XML is something an XML language which helps, which is used to query the dataverse, and you can also use the REST APIs. REST APIs, if you have heard earlier, you can use, you will be given with a REST builder, and you can query the REST APIs as well to get the data, or you can
Is it
use the
similar?
query express.
Yeah, because we had been using SQL Server only on the premise, not on the cloud.
Yeah,
Till now,
yeah,
after we were using the SQL Server on the premise, not on the cloud. So to connectivity,
yes.
it was physically,
So
we will directly connect to the IP, and whatever the RDBMS tables are there, we are using, connecting the data, we are retrieving. But now the system has been migrated to the cloud, and it has
cloud,
been the, so yeah. So now the
yeah.
thing is, so as you mentioned that. So is it similar to if we know the SQL Server very well? So can we handle this Microsoft Dataverse, or it is totally different? Can you just
So
well,
yeah, I'll tell you the
yeah,
difference between the Dataverse and SQL Server, or in short, on-premises Microsoft Dynamics versus cloud Microsoft Dynamics. I worked on the on-premises on-premises Dynamics, where we used to query to the SQL Server. We have some of the operations, directly querying to the data SQL Server and getting and populating those on the user interface. That was
right,
completely fine and was doable when we were working on the on-premises. Since you
right,
move to the cloud, you don't have the access to the SQL Server. If you wanted to
exactly.
have the data, then query to the Dataverse, not to the SQL Server. You will not see anywhere in the SQL Server. If you are somewhere in the Azure admin, you might see a SQL Server, but you cannot query or something. So that is completely getting managed by the Dataverse now.
So, yeah, is it similar? The same data, it is in data. So we can, if you want to query anything, we have to query, as you say, through the different interface, but we will using the query language only, the SQL query language only, or is it
No,
something
no,
different?
not the SQL. Yeah, sorry. Not the SQL query language. So as I said that there are three ways of retrieving the data. So one is the fetch XML. Fetch XML is a XML based query language, okay, which you can link to the different table. The way we joins the table in the SQL, it is in fetch XML. You link them, so you have linked entities rather than inner joins or outer joins or left join. Then again, if you wanted to have some other option, which is a query expressions, whenever you wanted to grab the data in the plugin side, you use the query expressions. So query expression is something which is again one of the different query language, class-based query language. If in the past, if you have used Hibernate or N-Hibernate, it is quite similar to that one. So that is different way of fetching the data.
Okay.
Third way
Will
of
it cover?
fetching the data is,
Yeah, got it, got
yeah,
it. Will it cover in your course? This one, the data
yes,
work, how to
yes.
how we.
Yes,
Okay, that's
definitely. All these three, REST builder,
wow.
how to get the data through the REST APIs, how to get the data through the fetch XML, how to get the data through the query expressions. All these three will be covered in the course.
Oh, fine, thanks.
So I was talking about the dynamic 365 architectures. Any application, if you see, there are three major aspects of any programming architecture. So one is your front end, other is your back end, and third is your database. So whenever you wanted to in traditional programming languages, if you work with the web based applications, generally we have front end, where you write the HTML, you write the CSS. You If you have a framework, you can go with the Angular, React, and so and so. uh, in front end architecture, what we have in the dynamics, forms are already there. You don't need to worry about writing anything from the scratch. Everything is in drag and drop, so you can create a you know user interface without writing a single line of code, because the dynamics is built on a platform which is said as a low code no code. If you have heard about the word LCNC, it says low code, no code. Either write a very minimum code or no code at all. So you can create an application without any code. But when things got complicated in the business requirement, then you wanted to have some kind of coding. Let's say, as I said that I wanted to initiate an email. When I create a sales, I wanted to automatically link an opportunity. When the opportunity gets created, I wanted to send out an a PDF invoice whenever invoice is generated. So these are the custom business operations. For these requirements, you might need to write some part of code or different connectors. In that case, the coding is comes, okay, but you can definitely create an application, a good user interface which describes your application pretty good without writing a code. You can definitely do that. So in the front end, you have a liberty to use the JavaScript, where you can use the client side validations, you know field validations, certain validations. If a JavaScript is not going to help you, then you can use at the back end, where you will be given with a plugin option where you can write your C sharp code. If you have heard about the C sharp language earlier, then you can use the C sharp code. And the database, as I said, that it is a Microsoft Dataverse, and you can query the Dataverse, through three different ways, as I said. But yeah, if someone who comes from a no coding background, uh, don't get afraid. You can definitely use Dynamics 365. You can definitely create an application, which is kind of a basic applications which solves your business need. If things get complicated, you know, it happens generally in the business, then in that case, you might need to look for the options. There are so many options in that case. So this is something in overall architecture Dynamics is providing. Any question here?
Yeah. For doing the customizations, what level of coding we required? Like we need to take separate classes on the C Sharp and the JavaScripts, or knowledge is required to do the customizations.
Yes. So customizations again falls into two different categories. One is the basic form customizations. Let's say if you wanted to create an applications where you will be having different tables, and you just wanted to get the data saved from that table. You can drag and drop the fields on the form. You can save the data without any code. You can achieve this one. If you wanted to implement something as a business validation, in that case, you will again be having an option like a business rule. Then you have the workflows, then you have the Power Automate flows, and then you have the business process flows. These are again three or four different components which doesn't require coding knowledge at all. Zero coding knowledge. These are again the tool specific. These are again a different tool, I would say, or a components where you just have to drag and drop the.
I think she is reconnecting. I think she'll.
Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, so I think the topic
I,
we
I,
wanted
I'm
to
sorry.
discuss. Yeah.
I have one question. After completion of this course, if I mean, for what kind of jobs we can apply, like for a completely new to Dynamics 365, and attending this course after completion of this course, what kind of jobs we can apply for, like 365 developer or Power Apps developer? What kind of role we can apply for?
Okay, so I'll tell you. So we have a separate portion for Canvas app. We have a portion for as a functional consultant who who doesn't know any coding. You know, they can learn the coding by their own. I mean, the coding part. Some because we would expect that a JavaScript or C sharp, something which should be basic knowledge is
Yeah,
required.
yeah,
But yeah, that is completely fine. If it is not, they are not aware about, they can skip the coding part, but they can learn the functionalities. So they can work as a functional consultant in any company,
like
a dynamic
someone from
functional
.NET
consultant.
background who is well aware of C Sharp and JavaScript,
Yeah, yeah,
and this course is done, then are they eligible, or will they be in a confident position, like they can project themselves as a Dynamics 365 developer?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, definitely. Yeah, yeah. If you are little aware about the C sharp and the JavaScript, then
Mm,
you would be you would be in good position to understand things thoroughly, and you can
mm.
be a dynamics developer. You know.
Oh, okay.
You can rather have the Power Apps developer as well, where you can have the knowledge of Canvas app, Power Automate. That is also a different profile. You can have that one as well, and you can
Oh,
extend your learnings with the other components which Dynamics or Power Platform is providing. As I said, that it has support to everything. So if you have knowledge of, let's say, Power BI, then you can club Power BI into the Dynamics. You can have the some part of Azure Cognitive Services or AI ML in the in the Dynamics. You can definitely do that. So that is, as I said, that it has the native support and integration available. So you can use those knowledge base in order to improve your profile as a developer.
mm,
Okay.
yeah.
Any more
Hi,
questions?
Abhijit, are you also going to cover some part of finance and operation?
So we would not go with the module specific training. I'll tell you the problem, because if you go with the module specific training, it will limit the learnings. I would cover the basic part. So it doesn't matter which module you are working on. These core components, as you can see on the screen, these are must be everyone must know. So we will be cover the basic things. We will not cover flavor wise, but we will cover what Dynamics is providing, what are its core components, and how you can build any type of application. So if you learn these core components, if you learn how to use these applications, then you can use it anywhere.
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
one more.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, Yeah, one more thing, Abhijit, because the as our course is main emphasize on the CRM, so can we expect sales, marketing, and customer relationship, the main areas of CRM to be going in depth so that we can drill down the navigation, the interface, or what are the workarounds around it. So this is the main thing. Other things, as you say, you cannot give the go in depth of the each module, but the other modules can give the overview whatever you will be giving, but especially the terms of CRM like sales and marketing, and the other type, the other one is the field service management. These things, can we expect that we can go in detail in depth of the subject?
So what we can do is that uh, we together will try to build an application which is something aligned on the sales area or a marketing area, and then it will help you to understand the sales process as well, and it will help you to understand what things are used behind those processes. So that will definitely solve both the problems.
Yeah, exactly. Like a simple like dummy project, like a dummy project in sales, so that we can understand all the scenarios whichever we come across in the different ways, how we can, how the opportunity has been handled, how the context has been created, how the sales leads can be, and how it has been forwarded, how is it is get progresses, how it. So these are all the things if we can give practical in a project base, just like after completing of your course, if we can have it like a just like a W project, if we can expect, it will give us the more knowledge about it once we do the project after completion.
Yeah.
Can we expect that?
Yes, I'll tell you one more thing. If you install the Microsoft Sales trial, you will be given with the application you are saying, where you can generate the lead, where you can create the opportunity, where you can progress on your lead, and invoice generations. All these things are already available in the sales trial. But yeah, we can also cover that in our course. We can kind of start with the scratch, building out those components separately.
Uh, Right, exactly. Because once we get a trial version, it will be what we will be doing. It's like a practical implementation. We will understand the implementation methodology, become a functional consultant or techno functional. We'll be in a position to handle how the things can be handled beside the regular navigation what you have been teaching. So it is like a dummy
Yeah.
project for a little, let's suppose for a week, or last few days, 1 week, or whatever time you think to be suitable, we can cover it, then it will give us a more advantage of the course what we have taken from you, and we can of course we can endorse your course to our other friends also.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Definitely, we can go through one of such a project together, and we will start building that from scratch, and we will move forward. So we all will need to, regroup and try to bring the requirements, because everyone uses the sales module differently. So how we can progress our project, and what we can implement more and more. So the requirement gathering or requirements are something we can discuss together and implement.
Exactly. So because I have a current project, as I told you, I'll gather the information just like a current project what I'm good at for the my current. So if it is okay, just we will have a just like a dummy project, like for the real estate business. I will gather the information for because my current project for 2 3 months. This one I'll be handling. So just for a dummy understanding, you can just explain if you think it's to be okay for everybody of us, if it's possible in the later times as we progress.
Abhijit, can you say something about yourself, your experiences and projects and all that?
Yeah, so I have overall 13 years of experience, almost 7 years in Dynamics. I also worked on the other programming languages like JavaScript, HTML, CSS, C Sharp, and then again Silverlight, WinForms, and from the backend, I have so many backend experiences: SQL Server, MySQL, Sybase, if you have heard the name, Fox Pro, then SQLite, and so on. So reporting also, I worked on the SSRS reporting, some part of Power BI, and then this Microsoft platform as well. So this is something, and again from the domain experience wise, I worked in 6 years in the healthcare. I also worked in the media industry. I also worked in the uh, sales industry, the sales module. So this is something an overall experience I have.
Wow,
Great,
that's
nice,
great. Thank you.
great,
Abhijit,
nice to
how
hear.
is the market? Abhijit, how is
Yeah,
the market current situation for Dynamics?
Yeah, honestly, current situation is something depend on the that level of experience you are having. As we all know that how currently the layoffs and all are happening, but I'll definitely guarantee you that if you have if you take any name from all the big giants, big IT companies, then you will definitely find at least certain teams or group of people who uses the Dynamics. It is not something I'm telling you because I am taking this training or I'm working on Dynamics, but that's a fact because people are more using the tool-based development. The reason behind is that it is opening the door for all the people who comes from the non-coding background. So the competition is good, and again, the lot of opportunities for Microsoft platform because Microsoft has heavily investing on the Power Platform currently. So if you start the Power Apps learning now, down the line after 3 months, if you start again revisiting the Power Platform, you may see that lot of things are changed. The UI layout is changed, the old features are been deprecated, new features have been introduced. Dynamics 365, if you have ever previously visited a Dynamics 365, uh, whatever operations, whatever development you can do in Dynamics 365, same you can do in the Power Apps using model driven app. So you may find lot of people following certain type of development using the Dynamics 365 or some part of development using the new Power Apps interface. And we will see the difference between both of those.
fine. Abhijit, if we have
One
the
last question,
other,
Abhijit. The means the whatever training you are giving, it is intermediate or advanced level?
It will start with the basic one. I would
Yeah,
expect
sure.
that
You are going to start from scratch, but it will reach intermediate level or advanced level.
yeah, it will reach to the I would say not to the advanced level because the duration for us, it will require so much of time. People who start from the scratch will not be able to understand the advanced level quickly until and unless he or she practices out more and more. But towards at some point an intermediate level, you would be at certain level where you will feel that I'm confident enough to implement an advanced features or requirements.
how much time it require to cover the complete course, Abhijit? How much time will you be consuming?
So it will be 40 to 45 hours.
And a daily, and one session, 1 hour session you will be taking. I suppose.
Yes, daily 1 hour sessions, probably in the evening, 8 to 9, and then in the weekend, if everyone is available, we can have the 2 hour session as well, and then we can see how good we can progress.
Yeah, if required, we can on the weekends if it is okay for everybody, we can go ahead with that one. But daily 1 hour, as you say, it's the daily 1 hour we will be covering what are the topics it's in our agenda. We will be covering, and if we, as the Sayed says, if we can expect from the beginners from the basic level to at least to an intermediate level to an extent, then it will be good for us to put ourselves in the job market if we are planning to switch from our main area from the function area to the other areas.
Yeah, absolutely. And from all participants, I would also expect that go and practice out the things we discussed on that day because development is something not getting, taught every time. It is a kind of a skill you need to develop. That's the reason we call it as development. So the more you practice, the more understanding you will get and more questions you will have. So I would expect the more you practice, you will have the lot of confidence.
Our recorded sessions will be given a link, right, for all the recorded session whatever we are having.
Uh, uh, I'm not 100% aware on that, but I can definitely speak with the
Yeah,
organizer.
yeah. Usually the recorded sessions are provided. I will also make sure because we need that one because to just practice over it, whatever has been taught on each class. actually has, because I am associated with Visualpath since long back, so they are providing. So hopefully for this course also they'll be have the
Okay, yeah, that would be good then. So these core components I'll quickly cover. If you see the entities and fields, so you will see a little confusion because when there was a dynamic 365 or the standalone tool, they were using these names, entities and fields. But if you use the Dataverse or if you use the model driven app, they have called this as a tables and columns. So whenever I say entities, it means a table. Whenever I say field, it means a column. Tables and columns. Forms are again common user interface. You can create a forms. You can drop and down all these entities or sorry, the fields on the form to create a user interface. If you require any uh, form validations or any specific requirement, then you can go and use the HTML, sorry, JS part. HTML is something which is only required when you wanted to use when you wanted to create your own user interface, which if you are not happy with the dynamics interface, then you can use your own interface, which is an unlike possibilities generally. So people, very less people generally creates the HTML, but yeah, you can definitely use the HTML as well. But JavaScript is something which is getting used heavily in as a web resource. Then you have the actions, workflows, Power Automate flows, everything. This is a no code tool. You can create the actions, workflows without any code. Then you have the plugin. Plugin requires the coding as a C sharp coding. This is something which is used in the backend. When I say a backend, it means the server side. So it doesn't run on the client thread or user interface thread. It runs on the backend after you perform a save operations or something like that. So plugin is used there. Then you have the security. As everyone knows that security is the most important thing for any kind of an applications. And if I talk about the traditional programming languages, security is something which people were spending a lot of money. But coming to dynamics, you have a security matrix very good, where you can implement the field level security. If you wanted to show and hide a particular field for a particular set of people, you can do that one. Then form level security, then you have the organization level security, then you have the environment level security. So these are security hierarchy you have been given with the dynamics. So again, this one is very good. Security is very good feature, and it supports the Power Platform, Azure SharePoint, and so many connectors. There are 600 plus connectors where it is supported, and that is the good side of it. And then you have the business units, teams, and users. These are again, if you wanted to create your, let's say you are selling out, let's say a McDonald. McDonald wanted to create they wanted to expand their business in the, let's say, India. They can create their business unit in India. They can have their one business unit in Australia, USA, something like that. And then under that business unit, they can have the different teams. Under different teams, they can have different users. So each city can have one team, and then under one city they can have multiple users. Users can be their application user or their employees, anyone. So these are different by default provided components which will help you to structure your organization. And then you have the access team. We will talk about the access team as well, which is something a part of security as well, which helps to share the specific record. So that makes a complete dynamics ecosystem where you can use these features and create a very robust application. Any question now?
uh, next week. When can we expect the batch to start, Abhijit?
On Tuesday, 8 to 9, we will be starting.
Tuesday, coming Tuesday,
Yeah.
huh?
Yes, coming Tuesday.
Abhijit, I want to mention this thing. This class will be, I'm in Dubai right now, so this class will be 6 to 7, or how it will be. I mean, in India, 7:30, right?
In Yeah, today we started on 7:30, but Indian time we will be starting from 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah,
Because
that will be fine.
we are having Ramzan. Yeah, we'll be having
Okay.
Ramadan next week. So this timing will be difficult for us actually.
So
So what
may I
you
know what
suggest? I mean,
would be the good any
up,
optional time you have?
afternoon, afternoon, like 3 3 p.m.
No,
4 p.m.
actually, afternoon, Abdul Razak, it will be difficult for everybody because we are with the if we are working job work,
Mm,
we are with the
Yeah,
offices. In the
for
evening
me as
time,
well.
because yeah, we have to check about
okay.
the everybody's availability and the evening hours, as you
Yes.
say,
Then
Ramadan.
I'm suggesting. Yes, I'm suggesting
Yeah,
because Ramadan time.
right. But evening hours, yani, our iftar time is also, if you think about everybody also, so it will be, yani, Dubai timings, we have to convert the Indian timings because I am also in Saudi Arabia, yeah. So for me,
Yes. Yes.
5:30, just we can check with others also. So in the evening hours, whatever the
Yes.
possible time for everybody, we can just check with, we can suggest. Uh, as you say, Ramadan, that they will, we can consider about the half an hour, 1 hour after what we make start. Then after that, they can continue.
Can we stick to this time, 7:30 to 8:30, if everyone is
Yeah, yeah. This one
you
for
are
us,
available, Abhijit?
for me, no issue. This time also, as Krishna says, this time is okay for me. If you say, if you think this time will be, I think for Dubai, if you convert time, as Krishna says, this time if you convert, this one will also be, I
Six.
suppose, it's full for you, the current time.
6. Yes. Yes. 6 to 7 it will be. Or
Exactly.
else we can 7
Yeah, for me,
Indian
sorry,
time 7.
yeah, for
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
actually, I will be traveling from my workplace to my home,
Mm,
and
okay.
that's the
Yeah,
reason I took the 30-minute gap between the session.
so,
So instead of 7:30, if it is fine, we start on the 8.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's
that's fine
fine.
for us. That's fine for us. Abdul Razak, if you can convert these timings, because if it is suitable for everybody, then if you can please check from your side how we can handle this one. Because
It will
as
be
Abhijit,
6:30 actually. Yes, it will be 6:30. 6:30 p.m.
yeah, 6:30. Because for us, for everybody, 6:30 just we need to have for a few minutes for iftar, because it will be comfortable
Yes.
for Abhijit also. This is the primary, because if everybody is at
Yes. Yes. Of
Abhijit.
course.
So this time, as Abhijit, as you say, 8 o'clock IST, it is comfortable for us, I suppose, for if everybody agrees.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
can
okay.
everyone please respond? That is okay.
Yeah, 8 to 9 is fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
for me also it's fine.
For me, morning IST work.
Yeah,
Sorry, say again.
Morning India time works for me.
Okay. Morning, actually, I have the office actually, so that's the reason morning is a little difficult for me.
And
Maybe the
evening,
weekend sessions we can have some, I mean, like a bit early or something. But yeah, 8 to 9 is.
weekends no issue. Weekends, Abhijit, as per your availability, we can plan accordingly for
Yeah, yeah.
weekends.
Yeah,
For the
okay.
yes, as you said, 8 p.m. IST, it will be convenient. Weekends, as Abhijit says, whatever is convenient for him, we can manage that one.
Any challenges for any other participant? I think we have so many participants. Rashmita, Varun, we have two Krishna, Sanjana, then MB. Any any issues, any problems with the timings? Any thoughts, any
8 p.m. is
questions?
okay with me. 8 p.m. is fine for me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for me also it's fine.
Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you.
For me
Yeah,
also it's
Vijit,
fine.
it is fine for me also. But I have one question on previous slide previously. Can I ask it? Can I continue?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. For that, actually, in that you are mentioned as a database as Microsoft Dataverse, right?
Dataverse. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. So if a client asks for any another thing, like you can use Microsoft SQL or you can use Snowflakes or anything. So how can we proceed that one? So suppose the client wants, is it supportable or like anything we need to add that plugins or connections or how we can proceed?
So I can tell you, the reason when client you ask this question is something if they wanted to migrate their legacy data, because client
Yeah.
must be using some old applications, maybe that might be in the SQL Server or any other things. If they ask that I wanted to migrate my data into your system, then generally you can build out an integration. Integration can be built using Power Automate. or through custom APIs using plugin, or again custom connector HTTPS flows using the Power Automate again. That is one thing. If they wanted to migrate all the data, then you can have the import option here, where you can grab the SQL data. You can download the table format from the Dataverse. Excel copy you will be able to download, and in that Excel you can attach relevant data and import into the Dynamics. So that data will get imported in the Dynamics. That one feature is definitely available. Also, Microsoft Power Automate provides you the connector to the SQL Server as well. So you can import the data from there as well. Or
Oh,
if nothing works, you can use the Azure. So through Azure, Azure has the API management as a separate tool. Again, Azure also has the connections to the SQL Server. If you provide the client ID, client secret to your SQL Server, with that Azure can establish the connection between the client SQL Server, and it can import the data. You can use the Azure Data Factory. You can from the data factory you can parse the data, and you can create a code to import that data or upload that data in your Dataverse. So there are so many options available. But as is connection, if you are saying that you wanted to query the SQL Server, that is not available.
Okay. One more thing. Actually, like the Dataverse is like same as like SQL Server or any difference
It is
is
different.
there?
We will see, and we will talk about it in deep, and we will
No,
talk
it
about
is
the
like as
differences
like
between the SQL
same
Server.
queries or query structure or like how it will be.
No, it is altogether different query structure.
Oh, okay.
We will see that one as well.
Thank you.
Uh, Abhijit, I want to ask you one thing. As I'm working in CRM as a functional level, and I can go with Power Apps. I mean, this will be included Power Apps and uh, software, some softwares, backend software
So
in
backend
this course.
software, do you mean
Like
what means backend
any softwares to connect and use, create plugin and workflows.
Yes, so you will need some plugin registration tool to create the plugins. If you wanted to, you will have the REST API builder as a separate software. Again, you will have the XRM toolbox to perform so many things for the Dataverse. So we will talk about these tools in detail, and you can use this tool.
Okay.
So we will see how and when you can use these tools. Okay.
hi, Vijit.
I,
Can you hear me?
yes, Punod. Yeah.
Okay, listen, the guys they sent me the wrong link, so I didn't attend your demo. So
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know what was it about. Basically, they sent me. Listen, I am a functional consultant. I'm working as a junior functional consultant. I'm based in UK. Um,
Mhm.
I first of all, where are you based?
I'm in Maharashtra, Pune.
Okay, okay. And then Abhijit, uh, I've got your schedule as in the curriculum. Uh, that's a very
Okay.
generic one.
Okay.
Basically, this used to be applicable 2 3 years back when you want a job. This is not at all applicable now because industry has moved very fast. So I am a functional. I'm happy to do the techno functional training. My only ask is in this training, will you be covering functional topics like business analysis, like requirements gathering, TDD, FDDs, Visio diagrams, Azure DevOps setup, and like just like a more like what we need on the job, not to get the first job.
Okay. Sorry, I missed your lines in between. So you're saying that Azure DevOps, and then what else?
So what I'm saying is this going to be a job-oriented training where we'll be learning what to do on the job and how to handle the project's implementation end-to-end stuff? Because I don't need a job. I do not want things like which a person who is doing the course because he needs his job in IT. So that's what I want to know that because I haven't done any end-to-end functional implementation of any project. So I now want to apply for a functional consultant role, but most of the roles these days they are advertising as
at least 5 years experience. So I want to know if you'll be doing from that perspective or what perspective you'll be teaching us.
So we will be actually talking about more of a development, how we can build a good application in Dynamics, not something only job oriented. Because for the job oriented courses, you will be only trained on the things which are getting asked in the interviews. So our intention is not make you to clear the interview rounds, but to make you as a developer or as a techno functional consultant who understand the systems pretty good, who understand the Dynamics ecosystem, and who knows what things needs to be aware in order to implement certain things. Doesn't matter if you don't know JavaScript or C sharp, but you should know that for these things you should know how to write a JavaScript. I mean, this can be only achievable through the coding part. If you know that one as well, I think as a techno functional consultant, you would serve the purpose you want.
So basically, can you just share the curriculum with me once? Because I just want to make sure. Because listen, um, I'm quite active in the Microsoft Tech conferences. I attend a lot of tech conferences, and marketing module is legacy now. It's deprecated now. So
Yeah.
everything is now customer journey insight. So will you be teaching customer journey insight or marketing module from the past?
Yeah, so I will be, teaching the uh, basic core components. I mean, doesn't matter which model we are using. The behind the scenes, all for me is something the components which interacts with each other. If we know those things, you can implement any module. If we stick with specific module, it may create a problem when a person switch to some other modules. If I teach only sales module, but someone works on the finance and operations or supply chain management, he will not be able to grab the things. But what we can discuss is that the things which makes these modules, we will
No,
talk
but
about those things.
is this training for ERP or CRM first of all?
CRM.
See, it is for CRM. So obviously, finance and supply chain management should not be expected here. But can you
Yeah.
please share the curriculum with me because I don't know, is it the same? Because the one the guys have sent me is really really basic marketing list, but doing the campaign response, and creating the lead. That is like I can get it on YouTube for free. To be really
No,
honest.
so I'll tell you one thing. Theoretical part, I will not be covering that enough. I mean, because everyone can read that one. I would be more focused on the practical implementations. I would, spend more time on the practical. So you would see 90% of the time is something on the practical only, not the
Sure,
theoretical.
sure,
So
sure. Abhijit, but
those three models,
do you have a curriculum you can share with me on the screen now?
yeah, I do have the same curriculum which you were talking about. Let me share my screen again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, whichever based on the majority's response, we can cover the topics based on the time availability. Let me share my screen again. So this is the screen I have. Let me know if you can see the screen.
No, can you just make it larger, please? The full screen.
Isn't it a full screen? Sorry.
Not for me. I've not used GoToMeeting previously. Is there a setting I need to do?
Uh, uh,
It's fine. It's fine. If it is the same one, then I remember it was quite a basic stuff.
No,
Uh,
I'll tell you. If you see the first three modules, this something talks
yeah.
about the sales, marketing, and service process. That is something we can cover in one session max. And then we, instead of jumping over the administration straight away, we will jump on the actual form customizations. I wanted to create the need of teaching anything. So, if I jump on the administration and setting and configuration straight away, people will not feel the need why am I learning this one. So once we learn the form and customizations, then we can see where our use case is fitting, when we can use these settings and all those configurations. Why do we
But
need the
Abhijit, if they don't,
security levels?
so Abhijit, just one question for this training: is it what are the prerequisite for this training?
Okay, so prerequisite is something, I mean, there is no prerequisite actually, but if you are more looking for the developer specific jobs, then we
No, no, no,
expect
no, no,
the
no, 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 no. I'm not at all looking. I'm looking more functional, concentrated job. So I am. with a very heavy heart, I will learn the technical stuff. I In UK we are either a functional or a technical consultant. So if there is any technical job comes in, we send it to our offshore resources in India. So we
Okay.
don't touch Power Automate flows, but we don't touch any of those Canvas app, the complicated stuff. So that's why I just want to know if there is any prerequisite. Like you said, you're gonna jump to the form customization, but if a person doesn't know what are the entities, what are the your columns, your tables and stuff, then how would he understand the sitemaps and the navigation and stuff? So,
So that we will
uh,
cover the part of the training. So we will discuss everything.
mm,
I mean the sitemaps, forms, then fields, relationships, their behavior, then security, solution deployment. Then when it comes to coding, JavaScript, I would expect a basic coding knowledge. If it is possible, that is fine. If doesn't know, then who is someone as a techno functional consultant. He can just join that session, but he try to grab what he can grab. But because JavaScript is something which is large set of libraries, it is a large learning curve as well.
no,
uh, but
I have a bit of an idea. I have finished my core Java, so I have an idea, but I don't like to go into that direction, to be really honest, because
yeah,
that can
okay,
lead to a very dark path, basically, for
yeah,
me.
so you can concentrate on the rest of the parts where how you can create the flows, workflows, Power Automate
So will you
flows.
be covering the business analysis, requirement gathering, t-shirt sizing, your
No,
TDD for
yeah,
FTDs? No?
no,
Okay.
that is altogether a
Okay.
different line of course, I would say,
No problem.
because
Thank you. That
requirement
answers
gathering,
my
then
question.
yeah,
No
yeah,
problem. That's absolutely fine. Thanks, Abhijit. Thanks for your time. Thanks.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. I think there is one more person, MB, who were having the question. Any question from anyone?
No,
Can you
it's
please
fine.
share that curriculum with everyone, maybe in the chat?
I'm also a little new to this meeting setup. I generally uses the Zoom or Teams meeting. I'll maybe ask the organizer to send it to you
Yeah,
if
yeah,
that
that,
is
that
okay.
should be fine. Yeah. Yep.
But can you share the PPT? Just you show. Can you share the PowerPoint presentation, Vijay?
Yeah. I'll share this one as well. So you will get both the curriculum and the
Yeah.
PPT. Okay. Any other question, guys? Okay. So I think we are a little over the time. If no questions, then we can uh, grab the session. Wrap the session.